In this place, all are welcome. It's not merely a dynamic name for a capital campaign, it's a way of life at St. Teresa in Memorial Park. It's a way of welcoming parishioners who have just stepped onto our church doorstep, and a way to support those who have walked this faith journey with St. Teresa for decades. It's a way to describe those who worship here and those children who study in our school. It's also a way to witness how this community of faith is embracing its future and building on its wonderful past.
I think just as the community on a Sunday has grown considerably over the last few years, my hope is that that continues and that we are able to respond to the needs of people that come. And just as our theme for the proposed campaign is all a welcome, that we're really true to that. It isn't just about numbers, but really reaching out to the variety and the mix that is Houston. And it will be a place of excellence in terms of learning, sharing the faith, and opening young people's minds and hearts.
St. Teresa is an open, welcoming community that is more than a church, more than a school, more than a parish. It's a parish family.
It's a beautiful building, a beautiful family is wonderful. The people are all just trusting and kind, and I've worked with them for years with the bazaars and the ironing. I did the church linens, and so I've been kind of busy here, but I love it because the people are so great.
What attracted us to St. Teresa's is the family atmosphere that we felt when we first came to the school. From the first time we stepped on campus to today even, we just feel a warm sense of community.
What we found immediately was an open and welcoming community. And that made probably the biggest impact on us than any experience in our lives.
This community and its neighborhood are growing. Attendance at Mass is on the rise. There is a waiting list for many grades in the school. The Catholic population in Houston is expected to increase by 63% in the next 10 years, all while the population inside Loop 610 has increased 53% since the year 2000. In response, the All Are Welcome campaign is addressing the needs of a vibrant and growing parish. The plans? Phase 1, a $2.7 million project that includes a fellowship hall and community activity center. Phase 2 will create a ministry center and early childhood center as funds are raised. Each of these projects is estimated at $1.4 million. The rededicated fellowship hall will have ample room and great access for community events like receptions, funeral lunches, and parish groups, with full usage of a commercial-grade kitchen. The fellowship hall also will have large windows overlooking Memorial Park and the St. Francis courtyard.
From a gathering place, I think it's welcoming. It gives us more capacity to grow our parish, to welcome more parishioners, share our faith with other people, and just having the physical space to do that is a big factor. And again, taking advantage of the location that we're in. Our buildings are not necessarily well positioned for welcoming.
Clearly there's a need. We don't have those opportunities to have multiple groups meeting. I think the church today is a parish is a community of communities. And for each of those small communities to gather on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, you have to have the spaces to be able to do that. So it's more than making space, in my mind, for coffee and donuts. It's the space for people to care for one another.
The Community Activity Center will be available for larger parish events like Mardi Gras, but it includes classroom space as well as a new, larger, safer gym with room for spectators and athletes.
A couple times when we were putting on a press and a ball's down the sideline coming in, jumping into somebody a couple times.
I was running, trying to go for a layup, and I went out of bounds. And then I always, like whenever, I always fall on people that are sitting on the sideline, so yeah, I really wish we had a little bit more room in the gym.
The new ministry center will include a common entrance for friends and visitors and be home for all parish ministry offices and meeting rooms. Caring for our expanded early childhood center also is critical. The addition of 3 900-square-foot classrooms will help solve an ongoing challenge. That challenge is in the form of a waiting list for grades pre-K 3 and 4, as well as kindergarten. This influx of students is the future of our school.
Right now, we have some lovely rooms, but they are tiny. And the demand is so great right now. We certainly, by expanding, we could meet more needs. The curriculum that we hope to continue to implement in the school is just demanding a different kind of space and a different kind of resource that we currently are not able to provide.
The community is really what we're hoping will drive where we go. And we've had so many baptisms, we've had so many marriages in the last year that we're just looking forward to all these babies and all these new families.
The need, it exists out there. And if we grow, we'll be able to make the mortgage payments on the future because people will be looking for an inner city, inner loop, great Catholic education.
3 distinct characteristics come together at the significant time in the 64-year history of St. Teresa. A dedicated community that feels at home here, a revitalized neighborhood with many young families, and clearly identified needs. It is now our time to act.
I think absolutely, and we're really on the threshold, I think, of an important decision for our parish. And we've got to decide if we're going to go forward or we're going to meet the needs of these young families and the young adults and people who've moved into this neighborhood. And if we don't do it now, we're going to miss the opportunity.
Is it a make or break time, I guess you could say, for our facilities here? That do we want to move with the trend that everything else is happening here, or are we complacent? And I think what I see here at the facility is that we're definitely moving with the trend, and we're trying to identify the things that are going to be needed to be done.
There's absolutely an opportunity here, and I believe strongly in the adage, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There is really no standing still, and we're poised to move forward right now. We have the people that are coming and that are wanting new programs and new facilities and are wanting places to both put their kids and also to have their needs met at a pastoral level in the parish, and it's time for us to do that.
I think for a church not to be responsive to growth and movement and how the Spirit's calling us is to miss an opportunity. I think over the years, perhaps as a parish, we've missed some opportunities to be renewed. And so I think it's critical for us.
We are asking you to prayerfully consider a gift to St. Teresa's capital campaign to help fulfill the vision and mission of this vibrant parish.
Well, it's the work of Christ. It's fulfilling His commandment to go and teach all nations. It's bringing people closer to the heart of God. It's infusing young minds with joy and service. And I think any donation to the future of the parish will be well spent, and it truly for the service of God's kingdom.